Hello, welcome to the showcase. My name is Shaun Martin. I've got 45 years experience in the field of entertainment, and I'm here to share with you some of the greatest talents and experience in Clubland by learning from each other. Please subscribe to my channel. This will enable me to produce more great content like this. Now, I've got a guest for you. I did promise you that on this show we have a mixture of entertainment from agents, singers, groups, bands, DJs, quizmasters, and that's what we've got now, the best. I'd like to welcome John William.
Hello, everyone.
How are you, John?
I'm good, thanks to you, Shaun.
I'm fantastic, and we've been friends for, my God, many, many years. And for my sins, when I was a DJ, we had some great times together. And I'm sure we can tell some good stories, but I'm not going to do it. We don't want to get into trouble. So, John, just tell the people how you got started in the business.
Well, we used to do like discos in like the garage, that type of thing, and like the local youth club. We got asked to play a bit of music. And then it sort of built from there. We bought the disco lights. We bought all sorts of different things.
And when was your first gig? Can you remember?
It was a pub for a birthday party. It was about 1993 it was.
How did you feel?
We was a bit nervous, as I say. We were being the first one and everything.
Yeah. So you went on from there to be a very, very successful DJ. You was in demand, you was booked a lot. And one thing I can say to the viewers about John, he is 1,000,000% professional. He won't go to a gig without having the right equipment, without having spares of everything. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, you say when you're doing something like that, you've got to have all the spares, that type of thing. So if something goes wrong, and they say you're putting somebody's party at risk.
Mm.
Well, you've got to do the job right and have the right equipment to do the job.
You're correct, and it's very stressful when it does go wrong, John.
Oh yes, definitely.
I've seen us at venues and things. It's unnatural, you know. Technology is technology. It's not perfect. Don't matter how much you spend on it. Sometimes, you know, through our own faults, we bend cables, we break cables. You know, they break. That's the thing. But you can only spend so much money on it. So, John, you kind of like transpired into John William Entertainment, yeah?
That's correct. Yeah, we used to be called Twin Spin a few years ago.
Right, I remember that.
But I decided to change the name a little bit. More match my own name.
Yeah.
Just change like the image. I like the business, so I thought we'll change the name. That sort of thing.
Yeah. And when you was Twin Spin, did you find you got more work then than you do now?
We got a bit of work then, but we get more work now than what we did before. So I think it was a name, Twin Spin. Yeah, it was a catchy name, but I don't think it appealed to like the more upmarket, you know, like clientele. So this is why we decided to change the name.
Let me explain to the audience what John means by more up client. He means better jobs, bigger weddings, more corporate events, things like that. Yeah?
That's correct, yeah. That's right, Shaun, yeah.
Yeah. So it's important to know that if you've kind of like got a cheesy name, they just associate you with some kind of cheap disco. Yeah? So
that's correct, yeah.
So John changing his name to John William Entertainment sounds much more professional. And I don't even think the clients have to investigate or research you much because they go by the name. Yeah?
That's correct, yeah.
And did you always get your own work, John? How did you get your work?
A lot of my own work, but I sometimes work for the DJs as yourself included.
Yeah?
Royal.
God, John. Again, let me explain to the viewers. What year was we doing the Royal, John? I think we did it for a few years, didn't we? What?
I believe it was 2012.
Really?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Well, I was fortunate enough to meet the management at the Royal Hotel, and they had 3 lovely rooms there. In fact, 4. 3 rooms where they had function rooms, and there was lovely function rooms, and they asked me to put the entertainment on there, the DJs and the singers and things like that. And I always give John one of the other rooms. John did a fantastic job, and I always had the big room because I was doing video DJing and booking acts. But while the acts was on, or while there was eating, the food and everything, we used to sit in the reception, didn't we, John?
We certainly did.
Drink tea and coffee. Well, you drank Coke at that time, and have a meal and snacks. And we used to just meet with all the DJs, because we met with another friend of ours, Trev Needham, who was another DJ. And who else did we meet there, John?
There was quite a few people, as I say, that we met with. There was Steve Jackson as well at
Steve
the time.
Jackson, yeah.
Was going a bit with us.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think who else there was.
Was Clive there?
Clive Briglin, yeah, as well.
Clive. Tony Dunn?
Back in the day, yes, Tony as well.
In those days when I was doing DJ, it was fierce, wasn't it, John? The competition was really tight, wasn't it? And it's not the same as singers where you all help each other. With DJs, you're all against each other. Did you find like that was like that, John?
Some occasions, but yeah, say we had our friends group as well, didn't we?
We did.
Where everybody looks after each other as well.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, because as a DJ, if you haven't got a track and somebody else has got it, you know, if you got on well enough, then you'd help each other, you know. Like, for example, when John was in one room and I was in another room, somebody asked me for a track. You can't have everything in the world. I could just put a mix on, go to John, give us this track on a USB disc like this, and pop it on, go back in my room. There you go, got it. Oh, fantastic. But you don't always do that, John, because some people's requests are just not possible, are they, John?
I agree with that. As I say, yeah, you'd be playing something what gets everybody dancing, and the next minute you'll get somebody come up and they'll ask for something completely different, which you know is not going to get the dance floor working. And then sometimes they come up, they can be very rude, some people.
Yeah.
But
Is it your responsibility, John, as a DJ, even if somebody asked to play it?
A lot of the time, if it's suitable, yeah, and if it's going to work, yeah. But as I say, if it's for the person that's paying you to do the job, then yeah, it's a priority. You've got to play it for them, haven't you?
Yeah, I remember. Again, as a DJ, you kind of like know what works and what makes people dance and what makes people click. Sometimes you can have the dance floor packed and you think, oh, he's been asking for that song 3 times. I'll have to play it. You put it on, boom, kills the dance floor. Everybody walks off. They're going like this. What do you do, John?
I think under them circumstances, I think you've just got to change it. You know, you just got to put something on what's going to make the dance floor full again.
I think, John, you've got to please the majority, haven't you?
That's it, yeah. So you can't always, a job like that, you can never please just everybody. As I say, you've just got to do your best and try and please as many people as you can.
How have time changed for you, John, from being in Twin Spin to John William and now? How have things changed?
Well, in the last year, I haven't really been doing as many DJ jobs as what I used to do, because I've been mainly doing a lot on like the smartphone quiz side, which is Speedquizzing. I've got my hands on a few venues now doing that.
And is that more preferable for you?
At the moment, yeah, it's been better doing the quiz nights than what it has been the DJing. It's earlier nights as well. That's another thing.
But it's a lot more technical, John.
It is. You've got to know what you're doing, because if you're at a quiz night and something goes wrong, you've got to be on the ball. You've got to know what's wrong with it, and then be able to sort it out, quickly, which I've managed to do. I've had it once or twice.
Let's explain to the viewers that as well as John being an awesome DJ and a very, very helpful guy, I think every musician in the town will tell you, you want something, you want some advice, go to John, he'll tell you. He's a whiz kid on technical stuff. There's nobody better. I ain't met anybody better at technical stuff than John. He's helped me out a few times, so thank you for that, John. And also, John, now you decided to do this speed quizzing. I went to see it when I came home to England last year, and you do an awesome job, and you have this big screen, and everything's technical, everything's online, and all the right sounds, and it's just so fun. I came to see you at a pub, it was packed, and you're just a master at it. Why is speed quizzing done technically better than just a pen and a paper?
Well, with speed quizzing, there's no cheating really going on with that because, so say I've read the question out, they get like 10 seconds to answer it, and after 10 seconds, they can't change the answer.
Ah,
So their answer's blocked once they put the answer in. So yeah, it removes the cheating element. I mean, somebody can't Google it within 10 seconds, surely not.
that's the problem with smartphones nowadays. Everybody can just look up the answer pretty quickly, can't they? Whereas with the speed quizzing, you've got, how many tablets have you got, John?
At the moment, I've got 40.
So that's a lot. So would a team of four or five share one tablet?
Yes, when they're speed quizzing, yeah, it's one tablet per device.
Yeah.
So one per person, I meant to say.
Just explain how it works, John, speed quizzing, what you do and what kind of games you play.
So with the speed quizzing, we'd start with like a keypad round. So with a keypad round, it's the first letter of the correct answer. Say, for instance, if the answer was like, say, Paul McCartney, you'd press P for Paul McCartney. So it's not including titles, Mr., Mrs., and so on, as not included, or even the. So it's whatever comes after that. And then you've got like a typical multiple choice, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, with question with like up to five or six possible answers. Then after that, it'd be like a sequence, put them in the correct order. And there's like buzzer sounds, like a buzzer question as well.
And you've got like turtle games. What's that? Last time I saw it.
On the turtle race, yes, it's like an interactive like tortoise race, we call it. And what it is the players, they enter a number on the keypad, any number between 1 to 6 on their keypad. Press enter. If their turtle wins or tortoise, they get yourself 20 points for the team. It's a good laugh.
Yeah. And you've got that song, Bingo, Bingo, Get Your Dabbers Out.
We do for the bingo. We also do rock and roll bingo as well, the music quiz bingo, which is good.
What? Tell us about that, John, because that's interesting.
So rock and roll bingo, it's the same as the likes of Bingo Beats and a few of them, but rock and roll bingo, they was a company, they invented all that type of thing. So how that works, you've got a bingo card with like a load of songs on it, and then I'll play like a soundtrack with like songs on it. When you hear them, you just gotta mark them off. The first person to mark off all the songs on the ticket wins.
So, is it a full house? Is it 4 corners? Is it that?
Rock and roll bingo, it's always a straight full house.
Oh. And how much money can you win, John?
With rock and roll bingo, it depends on the venue, how many people buy the tickets. We normally say like £3 a ticket for the rock and roll bingo. Usually we can sell between 30 to 50 tickets on it. If we sell all 30 tickets, that could be like £90.
Not to be missed, is it?
It's not. I think everybody enjoys it.
I think it's the fun element rather than the money. I mean, 90 quid's a lot to win, but the fun element is really fantastic. What you also do play cards, right? Yeah.
We do, and open the box.
What's open the box?
So that's got a few keys. As I say, pick a key out. If it opens a lock on the box, you'll win the contents of what's inside it. It's usually money.
Wow. And have you ever tried anything foolish like open the box and you find a rubber finger or stupid things like that?
We have played some typical jokes like we've said, oh, we're giving away like a 16 carat like necklace. And what we've done is we've given a piece of string with like 16 carats on it.
That's good laugh, isn't it? I think nowadays pubs and clubs need a bit of variety because just playing bingo with the normal paper is just, it's too long. It's gone on too long. It's boring. And you know, the raffle and things like that, it's boring. Whereas with what you do, it's totally entertaining. And I think people are still scared of it, you know? I think they just don't like change, you know? But what I say is embrace the change. And then after a couple of times, people will adapt to it and really enjoy it. Is that correct, John?
Yeah. It's always nice to do something different.
Yeah.
Rather than the typical what everybody else does.
Yeah, and with when you do that, you're still a master at buying the right gear. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you've always got to have the right equipment with everything.
Yeah, I mean, you have, as far as I'm aware, 3 of everything. You know, you've got the most expensive radio mic, but you don't settle there. You don't want 1, you don't want 2, you have 3.
It's usually the case to me. It's like,
Yeah. I wish I had a penny's worth of all the investment you've put in gear. Just tell the viewers, because there's a lot of singers and a lot of people starting in the business, John, why it's important to have good gear.
quality equipment, I mean, especially sound, it's noticeable. Not everybody notices it, but you'll get some people that are coming to a venue that will, and it just makes you sound so much better if you've got professional equipment.
Do you think having the wrong equipment that sounds awful drives people out of the venue?
It can do. It can make people's ears hurt as well, especially if it's kind of been all loud like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you do. I'm sure the viewers who are watching this know already, but John does a pub called the Royal Charter. Is that correct? And you also book entertainment yourself, yeah? Direct.
We do an afternoon club, which is like a Sunday social. We're getting like live singers in like afternoon, and I'll do like the games, that type of thing in between.
And you let singers use your gear, don't you?
I do, yeah, because it saves a lot of space in the venue because there's not a lot of space in there. So yeah, I just let a singer plug into my system. It's no problem at all. They just bring the tracks and they just bring the microphone to sing.
So between the singers, you do the quiz, and the singers do the singing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that fill the venue, John?
it can do. We started on Wednesday, but the Wednesdays there wasn't that busy because there was a lot more established ones, like elsewhere. But we tried a Wednesday, and last week we tried a Sunday, and the Sunday was much better. We got a lot more people coming in for it.
Oh, that's good news then. And does the pub do food, or is it just a local pub?
Yes, they do food. Yeah, they say they're currently doing like 30% off like the menu. So if anybody wants to go and get something to it, they can get a discount off the food. They're doing Sunday lunches as well.
Yeah. So if somebody was to book you or try you out, how do people get in touch with you, John?
They can get in touch with me, say, via email or telephone, or if they'll drop me a message on Facebook. As I say, I'm more than happy to discuss the requirements for them.
So on your Facebook, it's John William Entertainment, yeah?
It is with the on Facebook, yeah, for the company as well. Check out John William Entertainment Speedquizzing as well.
So that's already all up and running on the Facebook, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. Put all the photos, what to take at quiz nights as well on there as well.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to book an awesome DJ and pay you good money, would you still do it, John?
Yeah, if the right opportunity come around, I would.
Because I mean, I'm probably speaking out of context. I don't know. You're going to correct me here, John, but there's an awful lot of bedroom DJs that go out for 50, 60 quid. What's the difference between a bedroom DJ and what you do?
Well, some bedroom DJs are very good, but it's how they go forward on, like a professional stage. Work in front like a lot of people as well.
Yeah, and when we was doing our discos, we was always up against the ring you up and they'd say, "Well, want a DJ, but we've got a friend that can do it." Yeah,
yeah, I've seen that a few times happen.
And they bring the home PA, the home stereo system, and put it in the venue. They don't realise how dramatically bad it sounds in a marquee or in a pub, does it?
It wouldn't stand a chance in a marquee because you need a much bigger system to cope with a marquee. If it's a large marquee, that is.
Yeah, you need at least 2K, don't you, in a venue like that?
Yeah, so around that to get by.
And of course, do you think lights are important as a DJ?
Lights, they're important, but I don't think they're as important as the sound. Lights, it's mainly like the look of lights, isn't it? But with sound, people are hearing it. So I'd say the sound was a lot more important than the lights, but I still like to make an effort with the lights.
Yeah, That's what it's all about, because people I think lights put you in the mood, they make you want to dance. When you hear that thumping and the lights are going to the beat, it's nothing better, is there, John?
It's always nice to have like the right looking set of what looks smart at a wedding as well. A lot of the DJs are doing like white nowadays, like the setup, but I just use what I use, like the black setup, and it looks nice enough.
I agree. So this podcast, John, is all about learning from each other. I've learnt a lot from you, an awful lot. You've given me a lot of advice, and sometimes, all it needs is somebody to say, can you put me in the right direction? Now, this podcast is all about that, John, learning from each other. What would you advise to people coming into the business as a DJ, as a singer, as a quizmaster? What would you advise?
As I say, stay true to yourself as well. It'd be one thing. As I say, look for the best equipment that you can afford. And when you're starting out, seek advice from a professional who knows what they're doing and get the right advice. And then hopefully that should help them out a lot.
Yeah. True words, John, from a true gentleman. John, we've always been very good friends. Thank you for coming on this podcast and giving the constructive advice that you've given today. It's been fantastic.
Oh, it's nice to see you, Shaun. As always.
As always, we've got a lot of. I think, you know what, John. I think we should later on, 6 months down the line, do a podcast of some of the events we've done. Tell people what we got up to. What do you think?
We've worked all over the place, haven't we? Events.
All over the place. Yeah. Have Van Will travel. Yeah, me and John did some events for Avon, the cosmetics company. We travelled all over doing the Avon events. Oh my God, what a laugh. But
it was brilliant.
We won't say any more, John, at the moment. John William, thank you very much for your commitment today and coming on here and giving you great advice. Thank you very much, John.
It's all right. See you later, Shaun.
Thank you.